It's not a lack of discipline, it's biology. Your brain is wired to prioritize current comfort over future freedom. But there are ways to hack your own psychology, so saving becomes automatic instead of painful. Every time you decide between saving money or spending it, you're not just making a financial choice, you're battling millions of years of survival programming designed to favor immediate reward over delayed benefit. This is why people who genuinely want to save still end up overspending. It's not because they don't understand money. It's because the brain treats future rewards as less real than present ones. That $5 coffee, that impulse Amazon order, that upgraded subscription, it all feels small in the moment, but your brain amplifies the emotional value of immediate gratification while downplaying long-term consequences. The result is predictable. Savings goals feel abstract, while spending feels emotionally rewarding and concrete. The good news is that once you understand how this wiring works, you can design systems that bypass it entirely. You don't need more willpower, you need better defaults. In the next sections, we'll break down exactly how your brain manipulates your financial behavior and how to restructure your environment so saving happens without constant internal conflict. At the center of your spending behavior is the dopamine system. Dopamine isn't just a pleasure chemical. It's a motivation and anticipation signal. Your brain releases it not when you receive a reward, but when you expect one. That's why browsing online stores, adding items to carts, or imagining a purchase can feel satisfying even before money is spent. From an evolutionary standpoint, this system made sense. Humans who prioritized immediate resources, food, shelter, tools, survived. But in a modern financial environment, that same system misfires constantly. Instead of chasing survival essentials, it reacts to marketing triggers, social comparison, and convenience-based consumption. Financial saving, on the other hand, produces no immediate dopamine spike. There's no emotional hit when money is moved into savings. It feels like loss in the moment, even though it is gain in the long run. This creates an imbalance where spending is neurologically reinforced and saving feels like resistance. The key insight is this: your brain is not broken, it's just responding to reward timing. To fix this, you must attach immediate reinforcement to saving behaviors. Without that adjustment, you are always fighting an uphill neurological battle. Beyond dopamine, your financial behavior is heavily shaped by cognitive bias, systematic mental shortcuts that distort rational decision-making. One of the most powerful is present bias, where the brain disproportionately values immediate rewards over future ones. This is why "I'll start saving next month" feels reasonable, even when you've said it 10 times before. Another major factor is mental accounting. People treat money differently depending on where it comes from or what it's labeled for. A tax refund feels like extra money, even though it's simply delayed income. That perceived separation leads to higher spending instead of reinforcing financial stability. Then there's the pain of paying effect. Studies show that spending cash or seeing a balance drop triggers a neurological pain response. Digital payments reduce that pain, which is why spending feels easier and less emotionally significant today than it did in a cash-based economy. These biases don't just influence occasional decisions, they shape your entire financial trajectory. Left unchecked, they create a consistent leak in your ability to build wealth. The solution is not awareness alone, but structural countermeasures that reduce exposure to these biases at the decision level. Even strong financial intentions fail when the environment is working against you. Modern life is engineered to trigger spending. Algorithms, notifications, one-click purchases, limited time offers. These are not neutral tools. They are behavioral activation systems designed to bypass deliberation. Your brain operates on cues. If the cue is sale ending soon, the response is urgency. If the cue is you deserve it, the response is emotional justification. These triggers consistently override long-term financial planning because they activate faster, emotional decision pathways in the brain. This is why budgeting often fails. It assumes rational control in an environment that is fundamentally irrational. Every app notification, every targeted ad, And every frictionless checkout process is reducing the time between desire and action. And the shorter that gap becomes, the less likely your prefrontal cortex, the rational, decision-making center, has time to intervene. To regain control, you must change the environment, not just your intentions. Removing friction from saving and adding friction to spending is far more effective than relying on discipline alone. When the environment shifts, behavior follows automatically. To override these psychological systems, you need to stop treating saving as a decision and start treating it as a default. Automation is the most powerful tool available because it removes the need for repeated willpower. If money moves into savings before you ever see it, the brain never experiences it as available to spend, which bypasses the pain of pay-in conflict entirely. Another effective strategy is reward substitution. Since spending provides immediate dopamine, you must create an alternative reward loop for saving. This can be as simple as tracking progress visually, using milestone-based goals, or linking savings increases to small positive reinforcement behaviors. You also need friction asymmetry. Make spending slightly harder and saving slightly easier. That might mean removing saved payment methods from shopping apps, delaying purchases by 24 hours, or separating accounts so spending money and saving money are psychologically distinct. Finally, reframe saving not as deprivation, but as purchasing future freedom. The brain responds better to concrete narratives than abstract goals. When saving becomes identity-driven rather than discipline-driven, consistency increases dramatically. The goal is not to fight your psychology, it is to redesign it so that the easiest path is also the financially correct one. If this helped, like and subscribe to the Daily Yield because we are making real financial progress one step at a time.